Video Games Recon.
Hello and welcome. My name is Nate from Video Games Recon, and in this video I will be featuring my opinion for a best loadout / class for the Onslaught DLC weapon, the Maverick A-2 sniper rifle. So without any further ado, let's do it to it. Okay, so let's get started on the class for the Maverick A-2 sniper rifle. First off, again of course we're going to need the Maverick A-2 sniper rifle. So as standard, this weapon comes with the tracker scope, which is it's kind of hit and miss. It's good in some ways, but you know, it's a bit dodgy in others. We'll get into that in a second. Let's just pick a camo for now. Let's go Warcry. The camo, again, not important, just personal preference. Now normally the scope on this, like I said, it's the tracker scope. The ACOG scope, there's a shout for that. I could understand you wanted to put that on. And there's the thermal scope and the variable zoom lens scope. The cool thing about the variable zoom lens scope is that it doesn't just replace it with a normal sniper rifle scope, it keeps the tracker abilities too. So basically, if you haven't got anything else to put in your attachments, I'd put this on, because you've still got the tracker scope, but you've also got a variable lens, so you can pick out targets at a greater range. But personally, I don't like the tracker scope, or even with the variable zoom, because I find it ADSs really slowly. And even though it being able to pick out targets is quite useful, and it's a lot bigger than the normal tracker scopes, you know, that you get on the assault rifles, I find it's just a bit funky. It's just a bit strange to use. So personally, I'm going to go with the thermal scope, because I find it ADS is quicker, and the thermal helps you pick out targets, personally I think, much better than the tracker sights. So that's going to be my first attachment. And then next, I could understand some people going for chrome lined, and it would definitely make sense on the sniper rifle, because the damage is at one of the lowest, I think, if not the lowest of all the sniper rifles. So it would completely make sense. But when you put this on, the recoil is just ridiculous, and because it's a semi-automatic, you know, if you need to fire more than one shot, you're spamming all over the place, and you're not going to hit anything. So I personally find it a lot easier not to have that on. And again, as I said before, because it's a weak sniper rifle, putting the silencer on it would be like absolutely pointless. You know, you'd have to take 2 or 3 shots just to get a kill, and with the recoil it already has, it just doesn't make any sense. So for me, I'm going to go extended mags, because, you know, like always, you know, more ammo, it's always good. As for a secondary, I am going to put a secondary on this, because personally I'm not an amazing sniper. So I find when I'm in close range, when I'm going through tight buildings and what have you, I want some sort of secondary to switch to you know, help me out in a tight spot. So I'm going to go handguns, and I'm going to pick what I think is the best handgun, which I've discussed before in my handgun review video. So I'm going to go for the P226, which I think is the best gun. And in this case, because, you know, I'm only really going to use it in really close ranges, I'm going to go for a Kimbo, just so I can spam like a maniac if, you know, anything happens. If I was thinking about using it for not just really tight spaces, but even out to medium range, I'd probably go with a tactical knife, or another good shout would be the muzzle brake if you think you're going to use it for longer distances. And again, extended mags is always useful, but for me I'm going to go with Kimbo, just so I can spam like a madman. Next, I'm going to use a lethal. This lethal is going to be the IED, because basically I'm going to be using a sniper rifle, and when you're using a sniper rifle, to a certain extent you want to sort of camp a little bit, even if just for a short period of time. So I'm going to put that down just to have something to watch my 6, so I don't get caught napping. Right, let's get into the perks. First off, because this is a sniper rifle, I'm definitely going to want to have something to speed me up, so I'm going to go with agility, just so it gives me the normal pace that I probably would have if I was just running with an assault rifle, for example. Next, we're going to go with reflex, and we're going to go with this for two reasons. One, so we can get our lethal out quickly and just put our IED out, and not get caught napping, like I said before. Also, we're going to use it for our secondary, so we can just get that out quickly, so we don't, there's not going to be any huge amounts of lag when I'm switching to my secondary and I'm trying to like enter a room or whatever. Next, I'm going to go with quick draw. Now, I'm going to do this obviously because you're using a sniper rifle, and at times you're going to want a quick scope, and seeing as I've got a scope that's probably not the most user friendly at close range, I definitely want something that's going to help me get my gun out and ADS quicker, so I'm going to go with quick draw. Next, I'm going to go with focus. Even though this weapon probably has like a really low amount of sway in general, when using at ranges, but when I put this on, I find your sight is pretty much dead on all the time. You don't get any sway or whatever, and it probably even helps a little bit with recoil. So yeah, I'm going to go with focus, and that completes my perks. So next, we're going to go on to strike package. Right, the strike package on this I'm going to go for is assault. Now again, I'm going to keep them quite low because, like I said before, I'm not the most amazing sniper rifle. I'm not the most amazing sniper, I should say. I'm an even worse sniper rifle, seeing as I'm a human being, or at least I was last time I checked anyway. Right, so first up, I'm going to go for SATCOM because I haven't got wire trap or anything like that, so it might be useful, and I want low kill streaks, so I'm going to go with SATCOM. Next, I'm going to put the IMS, and I'm going to go with that instead of the guard dog, because basically I'm going to be using a sniper, so I'm going to be staying in my own little spots quite often, so whacking this down when people come from a revenge and stuff will be like real useful, and it'll help you stop getting shot in the back and get your next kill streak. And then the next one I'm going to go for is Vulture. Again, this is just another thing that can watch your back and stuff. When you've got a sniper and you're on the move, you can be a little bit vulnerable, especially when someone pops up at like close or even medium range. So something like a Vulture, which can like help you out in that sort of engagement, will be useful. So that is the Maverick A-2 sniper rifle, loadout and best class. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please support us by liking, commenting and subbing for more BS of a similar nature. Thank you and goodbye.